Good afternoon. I hope everyone's well today. It appears our protest in London today, the farmers' protest, has been a success. I want to thank everybody that attended, and I want to say that I wasn't there in person, but I was there in spirit. No farmers, no food, and I completely support the small farmers, and for that matter the large farmers. Any farm in the United Kingdom that provides food on our table has my support. That is the first thing I would say. Well done, you've done us all proud. I think it's going to fall on deaf ears. The reason I think it's going to fall on deaf ears is when you look at the calibre of Labour politician, the second tier or the third tier midwits that they've rolled out on the TV today, usually people that you've not heard about, trying to defend the indefensible, this inheritance land grab on our farmers. That's the priority level that the Labour government has given the farmers, and this is the priority level that they see it as. Too trifling a matter for Rachel Thieves, Rachel from accounts to be bothered with, or for the Prime Minister to be bothered with. He seems intent on starting World War III before Trump gets in office in Brazil and against Russia with Ukraine. That's his priority. It's not food security in the United Kingdom. In fact, he's responsible for putting food security in the United Kingdom at risk, in my opinion. That's also a point I would like to make. The next point I would like to make is they've changed tack today. The government saying it's to fund the NHS. There's £500 million is to fund the NHS. No, it's not. The money that's going to be generated from this land grab is likely going to be £500 million, if that. That funds the NHS for about 25, 26 hours. So it's not to fund the NHS. Don't lie. You're doing it to tax the farmers. That's why you're doing it. You're not doing it to generate revenue. You're doing it to penalise farmers or landowners in the United Kingdom. Be honest about your intentions. The public sector workers, people that work for the BBC, they've been defending the indefensible because they know which side their bread is buttered. They are defending the Labour government because the BBC are Labour voters. They're not impartial, they are Labour voters. Anyone in the public sector is likely to be a Labour voter because they've just got a inflation-busting pay rise of about 9 or 10 billion at least. So they again are getting funded by Labour. They support their client groups being the illegal immigrants put up in hotels for 3 billion a year at my expense, your expense, the farmers' expense. They're not getting cut, they're not getting shipped back. Oh no, definitely not, far too valuable. And the BBC will get its funding approved again because they're a good mouthpiece for the Labour regime. Then you look at the champagne socialist types, such as Terry Christian on X, trying to stoke division. This is exactly what the Labour government's doing as well. Trying to say, don't feel sorry for the farmers. They aren't your friends. They're wealthy landowners. Aren't they disgusting? They don't pay inheritance tax. No, mate, not at all. I'm a working class person from a working class environment in a working class family. All taxation is theft. I don't think we should be paying any tax without a damn good reason. So it's not everybody should be paying inheritance tax. Maybe it's nobody should be paying inheritance tax. That money has already been taxed 3 times. Doesn't need to be taxed again. So, get back in your box. You're just establishment stooge like all the rest. That is also what I would say. Be mindful. The reason why they're coming after the farmers is because they're independent of the state. The state, i.e. the Labour government, wants everybody under the cosh, under the boot heel of the state. That's why the only opinion you're allowed to have is the government approved opinion, government approved narrative. If you're not following that narrative, then you're a far right thug or you're far right. That's why we had many patriots that showed up in the United Kingdom today, down in London, supporting our farmers, being branded as far right by the mainstream media. People such as the Gabby Cabby and Pass 49, amongst other people, they just use the blanket phrase far right commentators to try and stigmatise the protest and to stigmatise the entire cause. It's all deflection, and it's also try and downplay the matter. This is what the Labour government has in store for us in the next few years. It's going to be hard and it's going to be difficult. Things were always going to get difficult before they got better. I don't think many people will be voting Labour in the future. The social damage they've done to the country in such a short period of time is outrageous. I'm disgusted. I was a Labour voter back in the early 2000s when I was kind of a brainless youth. Thankfully, I'm matured out of that and I'll never vote Labour again. I've said many times, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Never Labour. Reform is the way forward. They're not perfect. I'm not blind. Labour is no friend of the rural communities and they are no friend of the working classes of the United Kingdom. Be careful of the politicians that turned up today. You've got all of these opposition MPs from the Tories and the Lib Dems. Be careful of the bedfellows that you choose to lie down with. The rural communities need to think about that. Also be mindful of who's organising these big events, like the sister-in-law of former Prime Minister David Cameron. She's one of the main organisers of this event today, so be mindful of the bedfellows that you choose. Desperate times call for desperate measures, I agree. Just be careful, make sure that you're drumming your own drum and not their drum. Make sure you're drumming your own cause, not their cause. The Tories are no friend, and neither are the Lib Dems. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up, give me a like and subscribe. Thank you for your time, it is appreciated. Have a good day.